camera.
By the power of the Vishanti. And that's the problem. He didn't say that. What? Oh wait. If you haven't guessed already, we've just come back from seeing Doctor Strange.
Baby shit. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Nah, it was good. It was standard, you know. I'm still wearing these glasses.
Alright, so what? We'll do non-spoilers, and then we'll do spoilers at the end.
Yeah, we're gonna do non-spoilers first, then we'll do spoilers at the end. But first, let's go non-spoilers. So, what do you think? Dropped you right in it.
Alright, so where do you want to start? It starts off.
Just say how you felt about it.
Middle part's good. End part, it's good. It's good.
It's all good. It's all good. Right, I thought it was, you know, what you expect. It's like a. It's just.
I thought it was kind of standard storyline.
To be fair, look, it's his origin story.
Yeah, it's an origin story.
Everyone knows what happens to him if you read the comics. Like, the way that they executed it was sick.
Yeah.
Like, everything was. There was no bad parts where they
really good.
The visuals are out of this world.
Yeah,
amazing.
That's
some
one
of
thing.
some of the best stuff.
Definitely.
So, and if you're into like the whole Marvel cosmic side of things, like it really touches on that a lot, especially towards the end.
It's so weird what they do. It's just like how
really
they do it. I don't know.
You makes you stop and think about everything.
Yeah, it does. That's
like
I think that's the point
how
of it.
insignificant you are in the whole world. They even mentioned something.
It made me
like
think about that a lot.
Like
how small we are in this massive.
Well, the effects are amazing. So let's talk about the characters. Like, what did you feel about? Let's talk about Doctor Strange, the title character. How did you feel about how they portrayed him?
Okay, my opinion. He so obviously Doctor Strange in the comic is very cocky and very arrogant.
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch did that, but I felt like it was quite forced.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't look do you know how Tony Stark is natural the way that he's arrogant?
Yeah, like,
but because Robert Downey Jr. is like that.
Because Robert Downey Jr. is like arrogant.
But Benedict Cumberbatch is also he can be arrogant, but not in the way that he was doing it in the film. That's my thing.
It's too much. It's like they tried too much to make it like Tony Stark.
Yeah, well, not to compare it to Tony Stark.
I didn't think it was that they tried too hard to show it in the film, like when he was just doing his.
I just thought those bits, things that he said that were just a bit like, oh, you didn't say it like that. Like, it just seemed a bit forced, his arrogance.
Because they know he's meant to be arrogant, so they're just like, we've got to put this character trait in here, so let's just put it in there. I understand what you're saying. The thing that bugged me about his character was that he's really jokey, and the whole film's kind of jokey a bit. Like Doctor Strange in the comics and in the cartoons, when you've seen him, he seems really, he does crack jokes, he has got humour, but he seems really quite regal to me. Like, he seems quite, even my sister said it, that maybe his accent should have been a bit more posh American. You know, like, he's very modern. Like, I don't know, maybe it's a bit much. Like, sometimes I see Doctor Strange as almost not god levels like characters like Adam Warlock or characters like Thanos or even Vision, but in between Vision and someone like, I don't know, Captain America or someone. Like, I feel like he should be more of a serious character, but it's like everyone, it's getting to the point in Marvel where it looks like almost all the characters are going to be the same.
Like in this film, they really try to put the comedy on par with the other films.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't know why they have to do that. They feel the need to do that.
Yeah, it's almost like they're trying to distract you from the crazy, out of this world storylines that's happening in the same universe.
Bring you back to Earth a little bit.
Yeah, they're trying to bring you back to Earth a little bit. They're trying to distract you from the storylines like, you know, that's going on in the same universe, like Daredevil and, you know, Jessica Jones and all the rape shit and going on.
Yeah, but I feel like, but even in the film, they explain that, you know, the Avengers do their thing and these guys do their own thing.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they
don't need the jokes weren't. I mean, they weren't over the top, but they just seemed like if they weren't there, you wouldn't miss it. Like, it doesn't. Need to be
so not many even made me laugh. That's the worst thing. Like, if they're gonna do it, at least make it really funny.
Fake.
yeah, just a chuckle. Like, you know, maybe because we're like Marvel veterans, like we're used to these jokes, so we just expect them. Like, sometimes it gets to the point of you want to eye roll. Like, I remember I seen an article that said they're asking the director to interject more jokes into it or something. That worried me when I saw that article, because I was like, why? Like, it's like they're going out of their way to put jokes in. It should be natural in the script. It should be like, oh, that'd be a good place for a joke, rather than, shit, we need more jokes. That's what it feels like, you know? and that sometimes takes me out of it. That might just be me personally. Like other people might love Marvel for the jokes only. That must be why people hate Batman v Superman and they love you know, all the Marvel films because of how much jokes are. Like this film was funnier than, or it tried to be funnier than Civil War, I think. Do you think Civil War was a bit more serious than this? I think.
Yeah, but Civil War storyline is just.
It's meant to be more serious.
Yeah.
Like there's some hard shit.
These characters are characters we've grown with for a
right
long
now.
time.
It's just you're getting to know Doctor Strange, getting to know his life, and getting to know, like, showing us how he's dealing with everything. This new. Yeah. All this new stuff.
Yeah, it's all new characters, so Civil War needs to be more serious.
I feel like the second Doctor Strange film, or even if he appears in other films, like he'll be more serious.
Yeah.
I feel like they feel the need to put it in. I mean, some comedy was alright.
Yeah, some of the jokes are funny. Some of them are like good. Like it's only when they're joking when they're fighting is the issue. Like, you know, sometimes it's not necessary, just fight, and like it takes you out of it. Like there was literally the whole Doctor Strange, Stephen Strange, what was it, Mr. Doctor joke? Remember the Mr. Doctor joke? And because Doctor Strange was fighting the main bad guy. And then suddenly the main bad guy got captured, and then he was explaining something, like he was trying to explain his motivations. I didn't really catch all of it, and he was almost like, he was crying, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was crying, and I was like, dude, why are you crying, man? It's like I wasn't like.
Maybe because you weren't really listening to what he was saying, because what he was saying was quite.
What he's trying to say, like he wasn't into it.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it because I couldn't take it. It's like Marvel doesn't take itself seriously. That's good. I understand why they don't do that. Because they know their world is really, you know, fantastical, and if you take it too seriously, people will be like, this is stupid, you know what I mean, this is silly, or it will make people laugh at them rather than with them. So Marvel, almost like a kid that's getting bullied in school, you know, rather than like be upset about it, he almost laughs with it. Like Marvel's like trying to make themselves funny, so then you don't laugh at them, you're laughing with them. Do you know what I mean? That's what I get out of it. And like, it seems like Marvel don't want to take themselves seriously because of that sometimes. And in turn, it makes me not want to take their storyline as serious as I should. Okay, do you know what I mean? Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? Like, so that's what takes me out sometimes. Takes me out of the, like, you know, the epicness and the story and the emotion and everything. So I just wish like they'd tone it down a bit on the comedy. But I went on a long one about the comedy there. So we don't have to talk about that again.
It wasn't that bad, but it was just as a whole. Because all the Marvel films are doing it.
That's it's because it just seems like it just has to be in it.
The Ancient One?
The Ancient One, she was good. I liked her.
I liked her too.
She was good. Like
you're not like annoyed now. Like you understand a little bit more why. Not understand, but like it doesn't bother you.
I still think it could have been like more true to.
It also played on the part like the Ancient One being.
Yeah. I don't know if you might be upset about that because there was a whole group of people.
Give it spoilers and everything.
Yeah. It's not really a spoiler.
You said a couple of spoilers. Like if I was watching this review, I'd be like,
guys, don't be too mad about. Should we just get to the spoiler part now? Well, let's end this part and then we'll get to the spoiler part. So basically, Doctor Strange is good. It's fun. I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. And
right.
Yeah. Cool. What would you give it then?
An 8.
An 8, and you?
I'd say 7.5.
7.5.
7.5. You're stingy, man.
No, I'm not stingy. 7.5 is still a good score.
It's a good score.
Everything doesn't have to be 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I didn't say it had to
Don't be like IGN, Kay.
IGN gave it 7.7.
Yeah, even IGN was strict. They were a little tough on it as well. But yeah.
I think look, at the end of the day, Doctor Strange was never going to be this epic film because we're getting to know his story.
Sometimes it's not.
But the way they executed it, how do you think they executed it?
I thought it was really good.
It was good.
It's good. It is good. I'm just saying.
No, I'm joking. That's just my thing.
8. Mine might as well be an 8.
No, if you round it up high.
But
anyway,
7.5.
Yeah, so roughly about a 7. 7.2, like if you put our scores together, I think. I don't know the math.
She wants to work
I have a point though on the Ancient One. I think I'm not saying this is why they did it, but I think for me, maybe because I'm a woman, I don't know, but it being a woman made it more emotional.
Yeah, the connection with her and Strange.
Just the connection with her and Doctor Strange, her and
it was different.
All the other characters. So you see, like someone like Black Widow.
Yeah.
She's quite an empowered female, rather than like Ancient One is not she's empowered, but it's in a different way. I can't explain it. I do think that, but it's not the main thing I think about. It's more like
she's empowered on a, like Dara said, empowered on a spiritual level.
Yeah.
Like in the sense that
you say that. That's such a good. Yeah. That's what
you're looking for.
Yeah.
She's more empowered by her knowledge of the world rather than her fighting abilities. Even though she can fight. But
you don't like. That's just a tiny bit of her character.
Yeah.
To me.
Everything else is like, I see what you mean. I know what you're saying.
Thank you for that.
But yeah, I like the ancient one as well. Like she was. She had a really good connection with Doctor Strange. I don't know if a male ancient one would have had that same connection with Doctor Strange. I don't know.
Dormammu's like, forget everything you know.
Oh yeah.
As soon as he walked in, so like you have to forget everything. So being a woman, like as soon as he walked in and said the H one, he expected to be some
mystical Asian man
guy with like a massive beard.
Yeah.
He looked at the guy when he first came in and thought that was him.
Yeah.
And he saw the woman and was like, but to me that's what I was
gonna say.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Like people certain people might be upset about that scene because it's like, oh, you're showing the Asian guy that's what it could have been, and now you're putting it to the white woman or whatever. You know, people. You know those kind of people.
Yeah, but like it said, but she said it herself. She said, no, Dormammu was like, forget everything you know. So it's almost like for us watching it, you have to.
It's just like telling the audience, forget everything you know about Doctor Strange. It's a new take on it, basically.
This is it.
That's cool.
So I like that.
But anyway, we're talking so much about it now. We have to move on to the spoilers now because we've given you a general gist of it. There's not much to say about spoiling it, so let's get on to the spoiler talk now. Now, Dormammu. Now, if you guys are Doctor Strange fans, you know about Dormammu, and yeah, Dormammu was in it in all his glory. He looked amazing. He had the sickest voice, like, and that just made me think, oh shit, they're doing cosmic entities now. They're doing big monsters that are big giant heads talking to you, and they're doing it live action. I'm thinking, you know what? They have to have this in Infinity War now, because in the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, there's the Living Tribunal, there's Eternity, there's was it Infinity, and there's Death, and all these cosmic entities that fight Thanos after the heroes are all defeated, and that makes me have hope that they're going to do it. But Dormammu was done so good, like his voice was amazing, and it's kind of funny a little bit as well, wasn't it? Like the way Doctor Strange was changing time and stuff like that. What did you think?
I like that.
It was really good. And
Dormammu.
I want to bargain. I want to make a bargain. I want to make a bargain. That was cracking me up. But yeah, so
all different deaths are funny as well.
Yeah, he kept getting stabbed up.
Obviously, he's this massive head in the sky.
Yeah.
And he's like this all-powerful thing. Like, do you think he'll turn up in Infinity War? And if he does, will Thanos and him be on the same side?
Some people were speculating that he might be the next big thing for all of the Avengers to fight, because he's really strong. Like, you see how quick he was killing Doctor Strange, but then Doctor Strange was beating him. That's the thing, I love how Doctor Strange won at the end. Like, it wasn't because he used loads of powers or he was just stronger. He just defeated him with his wits, like saying, if you don't stop what you're doing now, then we'll keep repeating this loop forever and ever and ever. That was real. That's
more powerful.
The film was it was good. I love it, but then it was like, it's just like every other film. Nothing really special about it, apart from the amazing visuals. But then that cleverness of how he won at the end really brought it up for me. I really loved that.
Is there no way that he could have destroyed, like, stopped that from happening?
I don't know. Like,
can you destroy a stone?
Like, it was an Infinity Stone. The Infinity Stones are so powerful. Like, I think the Infinity Stones are more powerful than Dormammu, which is why Thanos wants them, and he'll be more powerful than Dormammu when he gets them.
Especially when he gets all of them.
So you see how quick Dormammu was killing Doctor Strange. Like, Thanos needs to be like literally five times that.
To be honest, like if they do give him all of the Infinity Stones at that point, like basically there's a time where he does have all of them. Dormammu should be like
nothing to that.
Because it's all the gems together.
That's insane.
And
he was getting beaten by the Time Stone alone. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's something. The Eye of Agamotto is a Time Stone. So I don't know how I feel about that. Because I know it's not that in the books, in the comics.
Yeah, but it makes sense.
Yeah, maybe they'll change. I don't know how they're going to change it, but I think it's just going to always be the Time Stone. It's going to always be with Doctor Strange. That's the thing. Again, with Doctor Strange's personality, like I feel like he should have been if he's gonna keep an Infinity Stone, I feel like he used to be such a big, like, you know, commanding character. Yeah, but he's got it, hasn't he?
Yeah, he normally.
It's in the room.
It's in the room. He's kept it in the room, but you know he's gonna keep it like at the end of Infinity War.
It's not like it's his.
Yeah, not yet, isn't. You're right, but
right now it's just there. Yeah. He can access it, but anyone can access it.
Yeah.
He's meant to have that around his neck, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he usually wears it all the time around his neck or on the connecting his cape together.
Yeah, but isn't that when he's the Sorcerer Supreme?
So yeah, you're right. He's not even Sorcerer Supreme yet.
He won't have it now.
Yeah.
How did you guys feel about H&One's death?
Do you know what? I loved it.
It was good. They did it good.
For the film, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that she felt that she had to just go. You know, because she has that. Like she even said herself that she hated being able to get power from the
dark dimension.
The dark dimension, whatever. But yeah, I thought it was just, you know, people say to you all the time, you know, you got to live while you can. Like time is short, but that just hit me when she said it.
It's a good thing. She was like, that's what makes you live.
It was really good. That scene was another like high moment.
That's what living is.
Yeah, that scene where she was dying in an astral projection of herself, talking to Doctor Strange, and obviously at the end, the way Doctor Strange beat Dormammu, like, and yeah, like one of the things that bothered me though was how they wouldn't do any incantations. Like when I started this video, I was like. I can't remember it now, but saying it all the way home, I can't remember what it was.
The power of something.
Why are you reminding him for?
I kept saying it, I was pissing her off all night. I was like, by the power of the Vishanti and all this kind of shit. Doctor Strange is always known for doing his incantations and all these crazy...
But I said...
Other things he learned.
But I said, because in the film, Ancient One explains all of that, and she says all of it, and Doctor Strange does do a passing comment and says, you know, that's a mouthful. But they know what they're doing when they do the thing.
Yeah, I know, but it's just... I don't want them to do it all the time. It would just be like, if they're doing some big, massive, like power move or something, he could do some incantations with some echoey voice.
Like the guy with the weird eyes, when he was trying to do that thing with all four of them.
Yeah.
That's when something you should.
Yeah, they were saying something in a different language. Then remember that when he was even saying it when he had that mouth thing on. Blah, blah,
yeah,
blah,
he was saying something.
Like that was like an incantation.
Like, yeah, I thought that was what.
Yeah, fair enough.
Maybe he has to say. Maybe he will start. I don't know, but maybe he said it in a different language or something. But yeah, I was missing that. There was one point where Doctor Strange was floating in the air, and the cape was like flapping in the air behind him, and he looked like such a god. And he was like, "You asshole!" I was like,
I didn't hear him say that, you know.
Yeah, you missed that. But he was
That's
like,
a good thing, I guess.
He was like, "You asshole," or something like that. I was like, "No, say something cool like the power of the Vishanti."
But isn't it? But then I thought. I thought it was kind of like it doesn't bother me that he said asshole because he's still Doctor Strange rather than this like all powerful
being man.
Like I can't imagine him doing that when he's the source.
Well, he didn't. That's what I'm saying. He can still have his human side.
In the early stages.
Still be funny, but I think they need to. Like it seems like they tone it down a little bit. Like it's like they're trying to make him funny like nuts. Like he's about to do some big powerful move, and he's like, "You asshole."
I mean, this is just speculation. Maybe he's trying to set like a boundary to like, yeah, he's really jokey, but when you see him in like maybe Thor or any of the other films,
yeah, like
he's this like really crazy, like smart, intelligent, crazy guy.
Like there's this comic. It's a recent comic as well where Tony Stark and him are high-fiving. And Tony Stark's like, "Oh, we both got goatee. We're goatee bros or something like that."
Yeah.
You seen it? And Doctor Strange is like, "I hate you" or something. And he doesn't really want to do it. But this Doctor Strange,
he still does it.
He still does it, but he doesn't want to do it. He thinks it's lame. Like this Doctor Strange, I feel like he'd actually like doing it. Like the way he's funny.
True.
Do you know what I mean?
I would love. I can't wait though to see Doctor Strange and Tony Stark interact. I just want to see that.
Now it just seems like we're doing the same.
No, it's too similar.
It's different.
It is different a bit.
It's different.
I just hope when Doctor Strange is around them, that he's more serious, that he's more, you know, like the comic book one, like he's more of a serious guy.
Can't wait for it now.
He's not. I wouldn't say he's really.
Compared to Tony Stark.
Oh yeah, compared to Tony Stark.
Seeing him in the after credit scene, just interacting
with Thor. Really see, even that was like they put some. That seemed a bit jokey to me. I don't know why.
How?
It was like, so Loki's here? It's like the way they try and say these crazy things that are happening. They say it so casually. Like, it makes you... They say these big, massive events like Loki and Thor coming from Asgard and trying to find their father on Earth and all this crazy shit. and they say it like it's a passing thing, like.
Yeah, but so Doctor Strange at that point, you saw what he went through.
Yeah, I know. I get what they're trying to do.
He opened his mind, and his hands grew other hands that grew other hands.
Yeah, he's seen it all.
That was so creepy.
He's seen it all. Like, I'm not saying he should say it like, oh my god, Odin's here. Oh, what should we do? Oh my god, like, I shouldn't overact. But I'm saying like it shouldn't be so cash about it as well. Like, it should be somewhere in the middle, like low-key, okay. Like, you know how police, when something goes wrong, but they're used to this kind of shit, but they don't make it a joke though, don't they? They take it seriously. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, they're not like, oh my god, what do we do? Like, you know.
Yeah.
That's what they need to be when Thanos comes. They can't be saying, oh, Thanos is here. Oh, looks like we're going to have to take care of this,
they
guys.
won't do it, yeah.
If they do that, I'm walking out the cinema. I swear to God. Oh, shit.
In reality, he should already know about those.
Like, can you imagine, like, Thanos has all 6 gems and he's talking to Tony Stark. And then Tony's like, do you want one more gem or something? We just want to break the screen.
We hope it doesn't happen.
You know what I mean?
But anyway,
tone down the jokes, please. I don't know.
Who's watching this that you're talking to?
You know, never know. You never know.
It's not gonna happen.
So on that,
Alright. Sorry.
You're praying it doesn't happen. Oh man. Yeah. So they mentioned the Living Tribunal. They mentioned other cosmic entities and stuff like that. I was like, oh shit! I got kind of chills when they mentioned the Living Tribunal. Like, if you guys don't know what the Living Tribunal is, he's like not God. He's like, I guess, one below God. Okay. He's like, there's this thing called the One Above All, and the One Above All is so powerful that he actually comes out of the comics, and you know he can stop the writers from doing stuff, and they made a crazy story like that. Oh, that's how powerful he's meant to.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Breaking the fourth wall is like some people say.
Never heard of him.
Some people say the One Above All is like. Some people say it's like Stan Lee or something, or you know, like the creators. That's the One Above All, basically.
Okay.
And it's like when you see the One Above All, you see him very rarely. He's like only appeared in like, I don't know, 15 or 10 issues of all the Marvel comics. That's very little if you think about how many comics there are. Do you know what I mean?
Deadpool could do something like that though.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, Deadpool's weird how he can do that. But the One Above All is like when the writer's injecting themselves into the story, sort of. So then there's one below that called the Living Tribunal. He can't do all that stuff, but he is like the most powerful being, like underneath the One Above All. And when the Infinity Gauntlet storyline happens, he can stop it. I think Adam Warlock talks to the Living Tribunal, and he says to him, you have to stop Thanos. Like, he's going to destroy the whole universe. And the One Above, the Living Tribunal says, that's just the order of things. I can't interfere with the order of things. If he becomes the most powerful, he'll just take your place, you know. I can't get involved in that. He's not a threat to me or something like that. So I can't disrupt the order of things, do you know what I mean? So that's how powerful the Living Tribunal is. It's cool how they mentioned him, like in the films, like, oh my god, he exists in this universe now, because he's so powerful and so godlike, and one of the cosmic entities that you think maybe they're not going to talk about that in the films, but now you know they exist, and maybe Infinity War might be a bigger war than we expect. Who knows? It'll be sick. That's why you guys need to read that Infinity War comic. Yeah, so the visuals just out of this world, amazing.
They worked hard on that.
Amazing stuff. What would you think of Christine? I know Christine is.
I felt like, wouldn't you be more surprised?
You say that, but then she's a surgeon.
Yeah, well, that's.
She sees crazy shit all the time.
Not like that.
I know, not like that, but it's like.
Come on.
But I did wonder. I feel like
I think she did react to it, but she just didn't have time. You know what I mean?
That's one thing. This film felt like it was.
It was really fast paced, really fast.
Everything happened so.
Everything happened so fast. The pacing was
good.
Like,
it was good, but at the same time,
and like,
I'm just like,
I don't know if I'm just getting older or something. But when I was a kid and you watch films, it felt like things take long. Like things were like if this happened, if this is a film I watched when I was like 5-10 years old or something, it would feel like Doctor Strange would be like a doctor for ages and he's healing people. And
they probably would have done it like that.
When we were younger.
But now everyone wants things quickly.
Yeah. I kept thinking, it's because it's an origin story, so they need to show him before, during, and sort of after. But then I think back to like Captain America. I think back to Iron Man. they seem like decent length films. Like you still got a lot out of it.
So you're saying those are normal paced, but this one's faster?
Yeah, this one just maybe it's just because said maybe I enjoyed it a lot. That's probably why. But
I guess you can view it as Doctor Strange's character. He is fast himself in learning things. So
well, that's very true.
You can see it like that.
He must have been a massive surgeon because, like, I asked you in the cinema, like, because we saw Doctor Strange was about to drive off into his big car crash, and we saw Avengers Tower in the background. That was cool. But then I thought, hey, he's still Stephen Strange, the surgeon still. Why did Sitwell mention him in Winter Soldier? Like, you know, before Avengers Tower even came. Well, yeah, before Avengers Tower really was finished, I think, in Winter Soldier. Well, I think it was in Winter Soldier. Avengers Tower.
It
was finished.
It was Stark, wasn't it? Stark Tower.
It wasn't. It was Stark to become Avengers Tower. Yeah, I think so. And
Tower.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, why did Sitwell mention that he's a potential threat? So, but you said like it's quite clever, like, oh, he's probably such a big surgeon.
Yeah.
That he could be a potential, like you said, potential. That's the key word there, potential threat.
Because he said, because I remember that scene specifically because obviously Doctor Strange was mentioned, but he explains that even the kid that's doing the SATs, if the mark is that bit high, they're a potential threat.
So
to
this
world. Or
Doctor Strange was a massive threat in the sense that he was such a big surgeon that. You know, I don't know how much power he had, like, if he kept going or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, he must be a really famous surgeon.
That's what made me think about Christine's sort of reaction to things. I think maybe they haven't got time for her to react in a crazy way because they've got to get this done and this bit done.
Yeah.
So maybe
it's really fast paced.
Maybe I dislike that a bit then.
Yeah.
It has to be that fast paced. So reactions were.
I'm glad they didn't make her a proper superhero girlfriend. Where they seemed like they had this weird relationship, like they weren't really together, but they liked each other or something. It was weird.
Well, it just seems like Stephen couldn't be in it because it just.
They didn't. I'm glad they didn't kiss because they didn't feel like they needed to kiss. You know, there was a bit where it looked like they were going to kiss, but it didn't.
Still felt a lot of emotion.
But yeah, I'm glad she didn't end up in the final battle or something stupid like that. They do that in every film. I'm glad they made her more of a supporting character. You know. Like, they can't do that all the time, or the girlfriend comes in and fights with you and that. Like, sometimes that's what Ancient One's there for, right?
Strange enemies didn't really know about her.
Yeah, they didn't even know she existed.
It wouldn't make sense.
But yeah,
that much.
Yeah, I think we touched all bases there pretty much.
Pretty much.
Like, it was a bit fumbled, we were just excited and stuff, like going back and forth. But hopefully you got, you know, something out of it. And it's a good film, good addition to the MCU. All I'll say is just make him a bit more cool and epic when he comes to like, because make him more, you know, a boss when it comes to leading the Avengers to Thanos, because you know he's going to lead the Avengers to Thanos.
He needs to be more commanding.
Yeah.
More...
Guys, he's just starting out.
I know he's just starting out.
No,
there's no excuses.
Just
we'll let this one go.
Soon.
But we like the film, don't get us wrong, we love the film.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe
I think
I'll
they
see
just
it again.
executed it so well, like it could have gone bad in so many places.
The visuals, the magic was brilliant, love it. Oh yeah, we should talk about the end credits scene, not the Ragnarok, not the Thor one, we pretty much mentioned that one, like he comes and sees Thor, and obviously that's going to lead to Thor Ragnarok where they're going to find Odin. But the post credits of Mordo, like you're wondering, isn't Mordo a bad guy? Well, it looks like they're doing him a bit different now. Instead of him being jealous and wanting more power for himself, he's trying to justify it by he thinks the world has too much power and like we should follow the rules. He wants to follow the rules.
He's taking it into his own hands.
Yeah, he's taking it into his own hands so everyone follows the rules.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
But it's a very controlling sort of like.
Yeah.
That's not the way to do it because you saw what he did to that man.
Yeah.
Like that man wasn't hurting the world.
I like that. That was really good.
Yeah.
It was cool because at first when you meet him, you're like, who's this guy that can walk as a magic man, just randomly playing basketball? Like, what is he? You know. But then at the end, you actually feel for him and you care about him when he takes his power. That was really cool. Look how they did that. Like they made you care about a character. You don't even see him for longer than like a minute or two. And look how much I made you care about that character. That's what I mean. And sometimes they can do really good writing like that. So yeah, so already Mordo is going to this bad guy. Well, Doctor Strange 2, Doctor Strange versus Mordo. But Doctor Strange seems so strong now, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know if Mordo can stand up to him. But we'll see what happens. Mordo's going to get strong. We'll see what happens. But yeah. that's our review of Doctor Strange. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give us a like, subscribe. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. And I'll see you again. Peace. By the power of the Vishanti.